LA school district caves into union demands as workers are handed a 30% pay raise from $25,000 to $33,000 after 3 days of crippling strikes. And the reason why I wanted to even cover this is because it's like they protested, which I understand because like you want more money. But at the same time, how the hell are you surviving in LA making under $33,000 for however long they were making that type of money? LA is one of the most expensive places to live. Not to mention, this isn't including the taxes that they gotta pay, right? Or their living expenses that they gotta pay. They're basically like at the poverty line. So school workers who shut down education for around half a million pupils in LA this week with a 3 day strike have won a 30% pay hike. And it was so crazy, like 30% pay increase sounds awesome, right? But the type of money that we're talking about is basically nothing. Like basically nothing. God. So bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and special education assistants employed by LA Unified School District, the second biggest in the United States, halted work on Tuesday demanding an end to what they called poverty wages. Like and here's the thing, right? There could be a lot of things said about California and all that kind of stuff, right? But this pay is absolutely insane for schools. After talks between the Surface Employees International Union Local 99 and the LAUSD board, a tentative deal was announced Friday, effectively meeting the union's demand for a boost in pay by nearly a third. What's crazy is like I don't even understand how like people are like celebrating this, right? Like you're celebrating from poverty to still poverty. Wait, hold on. I hope not all these people are actually like only getting paid 25 G's or was only getting paid 25 G's. That's crazy. Like, how are they even surviving? I don't understand that. Union members asked for a 30% wage increase and better working conditions. LAUSD initially offered a 23% wage increase over the next 5 years. SEIU said its workers on average earn around $25,000 a year, which is disgusting. The union said the wage hike will increase the average salary of members from $25,000 a year to $33,000. The proposed deal, which must be voted on by the membership, also includes a $1,000 bonus for all members who were with the district in the 2020 to 2021 school year. In its own statement, LAUSD said the deal addresses historic pay inequities, creates a massive expansion of healthcare benefits for part time employees, invests considerable resources into professional development for the workforce, all while maintaining financial stability for the district. And by the way, another reason why I'm talking about this is because, like, not too long ago, I covered a story about Olivia Dunn, how she's worth $10 million and was spending over $100,000 a month. So it's crazy to see stories like that where one person is making or spending over 100,000 a month, and that's like four people's incomes for a whole year here. It's kind of crazy. Oh my god. So workers and supporters, okay. So despite the strike forcing around 400,000 students out of classes for 3 days, many parents stood in support of union employees. This week, the eyes of our entire nation were on the cooks, custodians, and classroom aides who make education possible in LA. a workforce overwhelmingly made up of women and people of color, said Max Arias, executive director of SEIU Local 99. We emerged stronger than ever from this week's strike and showed the entire nation that unions are the most powerful force for economic opportunity and equity. Members sacrificed courage and strength in the solidarity of 35,000 teachers of UTLA led to this moment. The thing is, I don't know if unions are really that great at what they do because they only went from 25 to 33. Yes, 30% increase, but hey, we were still talking about 33 a year in LA. Okay, 33,000 in like the middle of nowhere type of area with like no state tax ain't that big of a deal. You could probably survive on that kind of okay because your living expenses are basically nothing, your taxes are basically nothing. You could probably actually survive on that. But we're talking 33,000 in LA. That is not good money at all. So Local 99 represents around 30,000 teachers' aides, bus drivers, custodians, cafeteria workers, and other support staff. The thing is, I'm kind of surprised because like I think there's some bus drivers in some areas able to make like 25 an hour or even $20 an hour. So LA is one of America's most pricey places to live, with high taxes and expensive grocery and utility bills. The median rent in the city is $3,000 per month, according to property website Zillow. The dispute was the latest labor disagreement to rattle the United States and comes as Americans struggle with a persistent cost of living crisis, which has seen prices of everyday goods and services rocketing up over the last year or so. Figures released last week showed the consumer price index rose 6% from a year ago. So let's see some of these comments. 25,000 a year in LA is impossible to survive on. So these jobs were never meant to be full-time or enough to raise a family on. Amazing thing about this country is that if you don't like your current situation, we have everything needed to make that change. Keep in mind that these are part-time jobs. That's one of the complaints they had was they wanted more hours. So let's say they work 20 hours a week. If you average it out to full time, that would be 50,000 a year, not 25,000. I would guess that most have second jobs but would rather just have one full-time job. Okay, that makes way more sense. So if this whole situation was basically that they were forced to only do part-time work because basically LA didn't want to necessarily pay them a full salary with the benefits, I understand the whole situation a lot better then. When people flipping burgers make more than people tasked with transporting your children safely to and from school, it's time to rethink who deserves more pay. Don't let headlines fool you. Teachers are paid far more than what is stated. I know multiple teachers and they all exceed 100K a year with 2 to 3 months off. Now, the interesting thing about I think teachers is like the summer vacation isn't really a vacation. It's basically like they have to budget their money that they were paid for the school year to cover those months. They're typically not necessarily paid for those months. Hmm. The teachers there already make a fortune, but student test scores are in the toilet. OMG, has anyone actually read the article? This isn't about the teachers. That is true. It isn't about the teachers, really. So did you read it? The teacher refused to cross a picket line. If the teachers hadn't supported the janitors, the schools could have just hired non-union janitors and moved on down the road. So yes, it was about the teachers. And 33,000 will still get nothing in CA. Can't pay rent on that. Sad. Like the thing is, like this type of money, I just don't understand like why you'd still be in that area. Like, because again, I'm not hating on anyone who makes $33,000, but if you make $33,000, Hopefully, you live in an area where $33,000 can actually allow you to survive comfortably, right? Where you pay for your expenses and have some excess cash coming in. But in LA, you're probably going in the negative with that type of money. Pretty crazy. If you want to learn how I got out of debt and grew my net worth, go down below or go to 40inbox.com.